Welcome back to another Tuesday episode of the Creekside Sports. I am your host, Travis. With me on Tuesdays, as always, is my co host, Kyle. And we are the Creekside Dogs. Please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I kind of just want to get it started here, going straight into the NFL. I want to get T. Higgins got tagged.
I am
Uh,
so upset about T. Higgins being traded potentially.
that's usually what it means when someone gets tagged early.
I know it. This is just screaming. We're open for business right now on T.
So
Higgins.
I hate to say that, or he could be getting his contract. The tag was what 21.5, 21.7,
21.8, I
or
believe.
8. So I mean, it's a pretty good amount of money right there, and I'm pretty sure he's looking for around 26, 27 a year.
Sure. Or any potential trade partner would be a first round pick, maybe a early second round pick in return for him, which you couldn't just ignore.
I would definitely push hard for the first round pick right
Oh,
off the
absolutely,
rip.
absolutely. Why wouldn't you?
You got to do that. Some other receivers, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, neither one of them are going to be traded or anything, according to their general managers.
They say that, but money talks. So we'll see.
It also said that Justin Jefferson's looking for 35 million a year.
That boy should be able to write his own paycheck.
35 million a year is a lot. That is record breaking. That jump came with the salary cap, and he said, "So did my jump come with my
There you go.
pay."
I want that 30 million coming my way.
He said he wants it, and that's what he's probably going to get.
He should. He deserves it. He is a special talent.
Yes. Also, Andy Reid. Speaking of more money, Andy Reid looking to be the highest paid coach in the NFL ever.
Also well deserved. Hard to ignore his record.
Yeah, when you get 3 Super Bowls in your back, you can start talking a little bit
Yeah,
more.
3 out of 5 years, and I mean the last 5 years the Super Bowl. Come on,
Yeah,
pay the man.
Andy Reid's going to be paid. Justin Jefferson's probably going to be paid. That's a
Now
lot of money.
they had to pay somebody too. Chris Jones, L'Jarius Sneed too.
Yeah,
I'm seeing L'Jarius Sneed might get the tag. If they can come to a deal.
that's who I thought. I mean, I thought Chris Jones was going to end up getting the tag, but looks like Snead is going to
It
get
would
it.
be
That's what
two
I've
years
heard.
in. It would be 2 years in a row for Chris Jones, and I think the price is like north of 36 million or something
Oh,
for the
yeah, that
second
makes
tag in a
sense.
row, where it's 19.8 for L'Jarius Sneed. He is an unrestricted free agent when the new league year opens in next month.
Hey, that's a much better decision tagging Snead there.
They did say they are open to a trade, though, if an extension can't be reached, which they would have to sign an extension by June 15th or July 15th. You'll have to excuse me on that one, which month it is, um, or he plays on the tag.
Now, could we see a cap casualty coming out of Kansas City? Somebody not expecting to be released ends up getting released just to pay some more people.
With the cap raising $30 million, I don't think so.
I mean, we did just see it with the Buccaneers. They just released Shaq Barrett there
What was
because they
their
got a couple guys they got to pay.
what was their cap?
200.
No, the Chiefs. I thought they were going to
I
be
don't remember
over this
theirs.
year. I'm trying to let me find that note. We'll get back to it while I'm looking. Um, right back into
But yeah, Shaq Barrett, cap casualty there in Buccaneers. The Baker Mayfield's probably going to get him some money.
they have to pay Mike though.
Yeah, Mike Evans is definitely going to get his money, or to that, or be traded to the Chiefs, and nobody wants that.
You hate to see Shaq Barrett. That's 5 years with the team. He's won 2 Super Bowls, one with Denver, where he was drafted, and then now in Tampa Bay,
Yeah,
just a couple seasons ago.
yeah, he's still a
Um,
good player. Still got plenty of years behind him. Good linebacker. He's definitely going to be getting picked up. I don't know where he'd be getting picked up.
led the league in sacks in 19 with 19 and a half sacks.
Hey,
2019.
that's a pretty damn good year considering
That's Chris Jones numbers. That's
I don't even think our sack
Trey
leader this year
Henderson's
had that
numbers.
many. Um, yeah, freaking combine's coming up as well. Did you ever find that Chiefs cap?
No, I don't know what their cap's going to be.
Yeah, I'm not
Um,
ready either.
to your point about the combine, that's why I think they placed the tag on T so early, so they don't have to wait until they get to the combine to then open up dialogue about T Higgins. The dialogue's already there. The writing's on the wall. Hey, we're open for
Everybody
business
knows.
now. T Higgins. It's the first day they're sitting down at the combine. Every 31 of them the managers will be going, "Hey, what do you want for T Higgins?"
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, combine. Michigan sending 18 players to the combine. That is the most sent to the combine since 2003.
That Alabama. Who sent them in 2003? Do you
I
know?
don't remember. I remember reading it, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I didn't write it down here.
I just guess Alabama every time.
That sounds about right. But yeah, with Jim Harbaugh going to the league, how many of them going to end up in L.A.?
You makes you wonder, right? if it wasn't Justin Herbert, J.J. McCarthy or Jake McCarthy, whatever his damn name is a stellar quarterback in my opinion. I think he's going to do well in the league if he gets the right opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
Excuse me.
There's a couple more quarterbacks I want to talk on here out of college. Caleb Williams, Jaden Phillips, Drake May, all saying they would not
Jaden
throw at the
Daniels.
combine.
Is it Daniels? Jaden Daniels?
Or what I say?
Phillips.
Jaden Daniels. That's what I meant. Yeah, they're all not throwing at the combine. So I think you're going to start seeing that more and more as time goes on. You're not going to see your top players throwing at the combine. Like they just ain't got nothing to prove anymore. The only thing they can go there and possibly get injured, then your draft stock drops.
I totally disagree with this decision. We kind of talked about it earlier. Caleb Williams is one thing, not going where he's going to be the number one pick, as of right now. But Drake May and Jalen Daniels should definitely be at that combine. You can distance yourself from Caleb Williams and from the competition on you might be the second pick versus maybe the 9th or 10th overall pick in the draft. You might get 2 or 3 just by showing up to the combine and performing the way you're supposed to and really distancing yourself from the field. I think it's a terrible decision.
Just like with McCarthy, the Michigan quarterback, his draft stock may rise because he's going.
And what did I say earlier? I think he's going to be good in the right situation. This is going to help him. Because now all the scouts are going to be watching him. You don't have to worry about anybody else. They're going to be watching this boy.
Now, I will say a lot of things that they do at the combine now, it's the stats that come off of it are pretty much irrelevant anymore. They used to think small hands was a big problem for quarterbacks. You see multiple quarterbacks come out of there. Joe Burrow, one of them, small hands quarterback, come out slinging the rock. No one, that's not a thing anymore. Your 40-yard dash. Okay, I want to see how far. I want to see how fast they run at top speed 40 yards, top speed 40 yards.
Absolutely, but I believe the stats do help. The drills they're running are helping for these owners and general managers to see how these players were going to perform in those certain situations. Those deep freaking out routes, corner routes for quarterbacks is a tough throw to make. They want to see if you can do this every time when I say so, on the point, every single throw.
I think there's a lot more that they could do at the combine to kind of get those results. Make a running back go do a post route at wide receiver. Make him run routes out of the backfield. You don't see that stuff at the combine.
I love that the coaches of the teams are there. Just a couple years ago when we had the number 1 overall pick, our coaches were there on the field at the combine with all coaching all the players on them drills, and I love that they bring in our coaches and not some NFL executive made a decision to bring this guy in. This is actual coaches from teams making you run these drills, and they're the ones watching. They're the ones grading. I think that every player should go.
And that points on another point that I heard today. There's some coaches that ain't even going to the combine. They ain't going to watch. I mean, they're going to get all the stats. They're going to see everything. It's all going to be laid out in front of them anyways.
Some coaches don't get the choice in who gets drafted. It's sad, but why would they go to the combine? They don't get a say so in who's getting picked. It's the general managers and the owners who are making this.
Yeah, I guess you got a point there too. Marvin Harrison also another one who's not going to be doing anything at the combine. Now all these I do think will be throwing at their pro day. Caleb Williams is pretty much the only one who really doesn't need to, but on those days you get to sit down with the coaches, you get to talk to them. They get to read your mind a little bit.
There's the caveat is you are going to have a pro day at your school, but it's in your comfort zone. It's your coaches running the drill. It's not NFL. It's a different setting. It's more comfortable for the players, which helps them in their case. Why they're not going to the combine. This is a more comfortable setting and a more predictable setting.
Yeah, pro day always favors the players, which is why they always do it. Kind of just makes sense at that point. Combine, you can go there, play, get downgraded. Like if Caleb Williams went and played, had a bad day, do you think he might go second instead of first? That's just something you got to think about with the combine. So a lot of them choose to choose to sit out, just because they don't want to lose any stock instead of rising it. But that's pretty much all I got with NFL. You got anything else with that?
One last release. Titans released Jonnu Smith after one season.
That was the Falcons.
Oh yes, it was. He went from the Titans before then, or
yes.
New England.
Yeah, Jonnu.
Excuse me.
Forgot
he was a third-round pick in 2017.
Jonnu Smith released from the Falcons. Kyle Pitts might be able to get targets now instead of just doing everything with Jonnu Smith.
Now that Arthur Smith isn't there to ruin everyone's life.
Wrong Smith. Sorry. We got some basketball going on tonight. We got Kentucky playing Mississippi State. That should be a pretty good game. See how Kentucky favors.
Yes,
they're on a little win streak
after
right now,
a huge win on Saturday at Alabama, number 13 Alabama. Huge win, 117-95. What a score fest this was. Justin Edwards absolutely went all for Kentucky. This is a a prospect coming out of high school is number one, overall prospect coming to Kentucky has been, in my opinion, atrocious. For most of the season, he has turned it on lately. 28 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals.
He also did not miss.
10 for 10 from the
10
field.
from 10. And the only shot he missed all game was a
And
free
this
throw.
is the third one we've seen since we've started doing these shows together. This is the third player to go perfect from the field.
Yeah. Joker did that in the NBA. Some points, 15 rebounds, 15 assists.
He's a
100% from
whole
everywhere.
unit, that man.
Yeah, it's crazy. He doesn't even want to be a whole unit, but he's just
Justin
okay
Edwards,
with it.
the only player in Kentucky history to shoot a perfect game.
That's awesome.
While attempting a three-pointer. There's a little side note. What a stud. Big Z finally showing up. The Kentucky Nation, Big Blue Nation, if you will, went crazy for Big Z when he was going through litigation with the NCAA to gain eligibility. And he's finally in, and he scored 18 points in 20 minutes with 4 blocks and 5 rebounds. It's a good game for him.
Yeah, if all these dudes start showing up for Kentucky, they may start surprising everybody, start winning some big games.
They're going to be a very dangerous team. I would certainly not want to play them in the first couple rounds of the tournament.
Yeah, that win against Alabama was huge for them.
Very huge win. North Carolina had a great win over the weekend as well. Very low scoring game, and I know you and your brother were poking fun at the score of this game the other night. 54-44, so very low scoring at Virginia. But that's a very hostile battle. We haven't won there we're ended an 8-game losing streak.
Seems like all it takes to beat Virginia. It seems like a lot of games they haven't scored 50 points. All you got to do is score 50.
Year in and
you
year
might be able
out.
to score 45 and you're good.
Yeah, their defense year in and year out. Virginia's defense is stellar.
Defense is fine, but you still got to put points on the board.
Oh, yeah, their offense suffers because of it. They run a very slow-paced offense. Their motion is they run 27 of the 30 available seconds before they're shooting anything.
Going ahead with North Carolina, their game yesterday. You want to tell me about that one?
I thought for a second at the very end of this game, the foul free throw shooting was going to ruin what a great night this was for R.J. Davis. Career high, 42 points. Highest at the Dean Dome in the history of Carolina. Most points scored over Tyler Hansborough, who had 40 previously. And anytime you are topping Tyler Hansborough in anything, you are doing something with your life.
Absolutely, yeah. 42 points, that you said?
42
That's
points,
crazy,
6 rebounds, 4 steals.
Scoring 42 points. That man just was he hitting everything? I
7
didn't get to watch it.
7 from 11 from a 3-point. He had 21 points in each half, actually, so
that's awesome.
Very well-balanced scoring effort. They have 2 more regular season games left before conference tournaments start. Middle of next month, we have NC State next. They have to come and see us. That was
What's North Carolina when they came out with the rankings? Where they ranked?
North Carolina's number 9. We go right into that top 10. Houston taking over the number 1 spot over Purdue and UConn, which I find very odd. UConn loses 1 game after winning something like 19 straight or some crazy number.
Yeah.
And dropped 2 spots.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And speaking of Houston, they are due to play tonight against Cincinnati.
Go Cats.
I'm kind of one in a favor here of thinking Cincinnati can pull one out.
I think they're a sneaky good team. Kind of the same thing we said about Kentucky. I don't want to see them in the first round or 2 of the tournament. Not that they can't be beaten, but I think they're sneaky good.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's nothing against Houston. I think they're a great team. I just think Cincinnati's going to come at them tonight. They're going to be well prepared. It's going to be a nice game. I think Cincinnati's going to stick it by and bring it down to the wire.
I would love to see it, and it's at Houston, though, so that's kind of worrisome. And they're a 13.5-point favorite.
I know that's.
That's a number you kind of like to jump on,
right?
Rounding out 4 and 5, Tennessee at 4, Marquette 5, Arizona, Iowa State, North Carolina at 9, and stupid Duke at number 10.
Old Duke at 10. Nobody likes
finally,
Duke at 10.
now we've jumped ahead of them. Now, finally, when the committee realized that we beat Duke, and they should not be ranked ahead of us until they decide they want to come and compete with the big boys.
Another big game tonight. Got Kansas versus BYU. Should be another good game. Kansas, they're top 10. Didn't you just say that?
We do. We have 6 top 25 teams in action. BYU, your BYU Cougars, the Brigham Young Cougars there at Kansas at 8 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, that should be a pretty good game there. Anything else going on with the college basketball world that we can cover between now and Friday?
We mentioned Rick Pitino the other night, publicly criticizing all of his players that were either slow laterally or couldn't shoot or however. And he was naming names publicly, like people's names, which I found hilarious. That they actually pulled out a huge win over number 15 Creighton, who is the one loss UConn had.
I
Um,
forgot about that.
and
Yep.
this is their second straight win after Rick Pitino, went out and publicly criticized these players. So
Stop babying your players, and
exactly,
you'll see what happens.
light a fire under that
Some
ass.
of these coaches want to be their friends. Nope, be their coach.
I would love to see what Kentucky does tonight as well. You mentioned their game at 7 p.m. tonight, which is just a few minutes from now. I'm very excited to see at Mississippi State.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Kentucky can put it all together, get another win, probably move up the board a little bit more.
They came up to number 16 this week.
They was at 18 last week.
It was 18 or 17, yes.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see them jump the board. Us Wildcat fans around here.
Rounding out those top 25 teams, we had number 22 Utah State tonight at Fresno State at 10, San Jose State at number 20, San Diego State at 11.
San Diego State, I like them to be a little
Number
good team
20
come
there.
the tournament too.
Way to jump into the top 25 here. I thought that they might have been earlier in the year as well.
Yeah. For anything else for college basketball?
I think I'm all wrapped up with college basketball. Again,
All
there's a lot of good games tonight, starting in here very soon.
Yeah,
that
about
I'm very
15
interested to
minutes.
see.
Yeah, and we also had a good NASCAR race over the weekend. Better Health 400 at the Atlanta Super Speedway.
Super Speedway.
It was a hell of a race. Crazy freaking finish. Three guys between 0.7 of a second between each other.
What an exciting finish that
It
was.
was crazy. I mean, it looked like the movie Cars at that one time.
It seemed like every time they get restarted, it'd run a lap or two, there'd be another wreck, another pile up, restart, run a couple more laps, another pile up.
Yeah, Blaney was killing it. I thought he was going to end up taking it out. Daniel Suarez pushed in for the win right at the end.
I like Daniel Suarez. I really
Number
do.
99.
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, him, Kyle Busch, and Ryan Blaney all nose to nose right there at the finish line. Like I said, 0.07 of a second between the three of them. The race itself, it was crazy. Right at the beginning, lap 2, 14-car wreck right at the beginning. They tried to go on 4 wide on a track that not very good to go 4 wide on.
They crazy.
It's not huge. They kept attempting it. Ended up causing 10 cautions. That first one, like I said, on lap 2 was crazy. There was 48 lead changes among 14 different drivers. Big thing at the very beginning of the race, Joey Logano violated a rule with webbing between his fingers and his index finger and his thumb. He had some webbing here, which is deemed illegal by NASCAR. He was supposed to be starting second, ended up having to start very last.
He finished out here 28th. It looks like
28th. Yeah, it's tough to come back from very last. That kind of
I
hurt
did
him
not
at the
read
very
that
beginning.
or hear that. You're the one that told me that.
Yeah.
Very shocking.
Yeah. Also,
All that crap he
Gillian?
talks about Brad Keselowski being a dirty player and stuff. Like, here you go, bud.
yeah, it's in there cheating,
Hey, Pop, stop calling me black.
trying to cheat. Everybody, hey, if you ain't trying to cheat, you ain't trying to win. Gillian led 58 laps. Cindric led 32. Blaney, like I said, who was having a hell of a race, led 31. Kyle Busch led 28. Neither one of them won. Daniel Suarez, I think he led 2 of the last 9. That's about it. Ended up getting the win, though.
But he positioned himself very well to win that race.
Absolutely. Got another race coming up this weekend. Freaking missed that.
It's the Pennzoil 400.
That's what it is. That's right.
Las Vegas, Nevada. The Las Vegas Motor Speedway, if you will.
Yeah, should
400
be
miles.
another good race.
William
Wait.
Byron, the previous winner there. Bum.
That was on me. Sorry about that. Leading into golf, though, we got the Honda Classic coming up this week.
If you did not watch any of this tournament, Jake Knapp is a name you're going to want to keep your eyes on. This boy is good. He won in just his 8th career start. He gets now into the Masters in April, the PGA Championship in June. All the 5 remaining signature events, which are $20 million purse events.
Yep.
Had a 4-shot lead going into the final round. He did start front 8 or 9 holes at over 2 over par to kind of bring back to the field, but ended up winning by 2 strokes over Sami Välimäki, who's another name I think you should keep your eye on. This boy out of Finland. He has got some talent as well. My pick for last week, though, Emiliano Grillo shot a final round 2 over par. He was in contention. He was in the top 10 going into the final round. Ended up in a tie for 33rd place at 8 under par. So
Ooh,
I did have him in the top 10 going to the final round. He was well positioned. He just did not perform.
couldn't finish it out.
He couldn't finish it out.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of the golf last week. Again, just seemed like none of the big names were there, so
There was
didn't
not.
tune
Again,
in.
Tony Finau was the biggest name. He was the defending champion. He finished better than my guy. Marty's guy, Nikolai Højgaard, finished tied for 52nd. So at the very worst case scenario, I beat Marty.
There we go. That's what you got to do. Yep, got the Honda Classic coming up, February 29th, March 3rd.
It's actually called the Cognizant Classic now. Honda is not
Oh,
the title sponsorship any longer. It has been for many and many years, so not your fault.
that is on me.
Cognizant Classic, PGA National, down there in Palm Beach.
All right.
I would love to be there.
Got any favorites in that one?
The defending champ is Chris Kirk. Now, there's a better field this week than there was last week, where Rory McIlroy is actually the biggest name in the field, followed closely by Cameron Young, Tom Kim, and there's another. Chris Kirk is the defending champion. Eric Cole was Rookie of the Year last year. This is a much tougher course. I happen to like Shane Lowry to win this week. Shane Lowry, he's finished in the top 25 in 8 of his last 12 events. Tied for 5th here last year. Solo second place 2 years ago, same event. 6 for 6 for making the cut at this event. Plays very well here. He loves Florida courses with Bermuda grass. I'm on Shane Lowry to win this week.
That sounds pretty good betting odds there. Seemed like you put out some good lines.
I think he sits at plus 3,500 right now. So great value. So again, if you compare current form with great course history, you are in for good things.
You never know who's going to win, anyways. Might as well.
The odds of the winner of the last every tournament this year has been a very high number. There's never been one surefire favorite has not won anything yet this year. Now Scotty Scheffler
awesome.
Will win his tournaments because he's gonna be the favorite most weeks. He will win his tournaments, and that's good, great, grand.
He'll get his.
But it has been longer odds that have won so far.
All right. Anything else you got?
The match, if you will. If you watched the match last night, it's like the 9th or 11th match they've had on Capital One. The match, it was Rory McIlroy, Max Homa, Lexi Thompson, and Rose Zhang, charity event. Rory McIlroy did end up winning that event, raising like $1.4 million for charity.
That's awesome.
Just for him alone. The other golfers were in the $100,000 of range, $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 range for their charities as well. So, kudos to Capital One and all the sponsors there for their donations to charity. And great win for Rory.
Yeah, great win. All the money go to charity. That's awesome to hear.
It was a 12-hole event, so nothing crazy, but it was fun to watch. I'm a huge Lexi Thompson fan. She's
sure they all had
beautiful
fun too.
and very talented.
Yeah, I'm sure they all had a blast out there too. Probably made the most
it was
fun
under the lights. If you've never played golf under the lights, it's fantastic, and I think there needs to be more of this moving forward. And just normal public courses need to be offering something along the lines of it doesn't have to be every night of the week, but they need to be doing something night golf related. It is an untapped market, if you will. I think it would be huge.
Hey, could be. Maybe they should start looking into that one. I like it. Speaking of the kind of camps deals, we forgot to mention earlier we was talking football. Cam Newton, he got 3 guys tried to jump him at his own camp that he was doing, a little 7-on-7 camp that he had going on. Some guys up there talking shit to him, and ended up
He wasn't having it.
Started throwing punches, and I'll tell you what, if there's someone I want to pick on, it's not 6'4" Cam Newton.
He's a big boy.
Yeah, all 3 of them were trying to push him down, whatever, and he was just grabbing them, like throwing them down, just holding them down, like not swinging nothing, just bodying them. Yeah, that was stupid. Don't do that. These guys are out here trying to have fun with the kids. It's all for the kids. Don't be an asshole. Don't go to these camps looking stupid. Next time, I hope somebody beats the hell out of all 3 of you.
Lead by example. Like you said, there's kids there that are watching, they're learning, they're repeating what you're doing and saying. So please, please, please.
I don't care if he's your
Act
favorite
like you got some
quarterback.
sense.
I don't care if he's your least favorite quarterback. I don't care if he costed you a fantasy game. It's not that. They're out there doing it for a good cause, and no reason for y'all to act a fool.
Absolutely. We'll fire that under miscellaneous.
Absolutely. So that pretty much does it here for us on our Tuesday episode of the Creekside Sports. I am Travis. This is Kyle. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good one.